Today, we're tackling a question that has been gaining attention. Is OCD considered neurodivergent? This is an important topic, as understanding where OCD fits within the broader context of neurodiversity can help in how we perceive and support those with the condition. To begin with, let's clarify what it means to be neurodivergent. The term neurodivergent refers to individuals whose neurological development and functioning differ from what is typically expected. Neurodivergence includes a wide range of conditions, such as autism, ADHD, dyslexia, and others. The concept emphasizes that these differences are natural variations in the human experience, rather than disorders that need to be cured. Now, let's apply this concept to OCD. Obsessive-Compulsive Disorder is a mental health condition characterized by recurring unwanted thoughts, obsessions, and repetitive behaviors, compulsions. These symptoms can cause significant distress and interfere with daily life. The question of whether OCD is neurodivergent isn't straightforward. On one hand, OCD does involve differences in how the brain functions. Research has shown that people with OCD often have differences in brain structure, activity, and neurotransmitter levels, particularly involving serotonin. This could align OCD with other neurodivergent conditions, which are also characterized by atypical brain functioning. However, OCD is traditionally classified as an anxiety disorder, which is generally seen as a mental health condition rather than a neurodevelopmental one. This distinction is important because neurodivergence typically refers to conditions that are inherent and lifelong, affecting various aspects of how a person interacts with the world. OCD, while chronic, can vary in intensity and may respond well to treatment, leading some to view it more as a disorder to be managed rather than a neurodivergent trait. Despite these distinctions, there are overlaps between OCD and other neurodivergent conditions. For example, repetitive behaviors. Like those with autism or ADHD, people with OCD may engage in repetitive behaviors. However, in OCD, these behaviors are driven by anxiety and the need to reduce it, rather than being soothing or enjoyable, as they might be in autism. Cognitive rigidity. Individuals with OCD often struggle with cognitive rigidity, meaning they might find it difficult to shift their thinking or behavior patterns. This is also a common feature in autism spectrum conditions. Sensory sensitivities. Although not as widely discussed, some people with OCD experience heightened sensitivity to sensory input, similar to those on the autism spectrum. While there are similarities, it's also important to recognize the differences. The role of anxiety. OCD is primarily driven by anxiety, which is not necessarily a defining feature of other neurodivergent conditions. While anxiety can be present in conditions like autism or ADHD, it's not the central characteristic. Response to treatment. OCD often responds well to treatments like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and medication, which can significantly reduce symptoms. In contrast, neurodivergent traits like those seen in autism or ADHD are generally managed rather than treated, as they are seen as inherent to the individual's neurotype. If you or a loved one is struggling with OCD, it might be worth trying one of our self-help courses at impulsetherapy.com. Created by OCD medical specialists, specifically for those suffering with OCD, over 97% of our users who have completed the course have seen a reduction in OCD symptoms. You can find out more at impulsetherapy.com. The Neurodiversity Movement advocates for the acceptance and celebration of all neurological differences. For those with OCD, this perspective can be empowering. It shifts the focus from curing the disorder to understanding and accommodating the ways in which people with OCD experience the world. Viewing OCD as part of the broader neurodiversity spectrum encourages a more inclusive approach, where the emphasis is on creating environments that reduce distress and support well-being, rather than simply eliminating symptoms. In conclusion, while OCD shares some characteristics with other neurodivergent conditions, it also has distinct differences that set it apart. Whether OCD is labeled as neurodivergent or not, what's most important is how we support and understand those who live with it. If you or someone you know is dealing with OCD, remember that help is available. Treatment can make a significant difference, and understanding from others can go a long way in making life more manageable. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights and support on OCD and mental health topics. If this video was helpful, please like and share it to spread awareness. Together, we can foster a more understanding and supportive community for everyone.